Okay guys, it is time for another spooky follower story. Now I'm going to be tagging this follower. Her name is Angela. Let her know if you have any questions in the comments. If you have a spooky dooky story of your own that you would like to share, feel free to comment or send me a DM. Now this is an Appalachian spooky story time. Angela and her family grew up in Smithsville, West Virginia. This particular compilation of stories takes place there in a big brown 3-story house that her grandma and grandpa lived in. Now, her grandma, she said, had 4 daughters, and one night she said that her Aunt Barb and her Grams were sitting in the kitchen just talking, having conversation. All of a sudden, the kitchen cabinets open up and plates start flying out of the cabinets at them. Another night, Angela's mother woke up and went down into the kitchen to get herself a drink, and when she got down there, she saw the chairs around the kitchen table levitating in the air. Now, she did note in particular that one chair leg was touching the ground, but the other 3 legs were actually floating in the air, and when she saw what was happening, all of the chairs dropped back down onto the floor. She said that years later, when Angela's mom had her, Angela was a child, she spent time in the house as well, and she said that when she was young, she would go up the stairs and then tumble back down the stairs, and she would tell her family that somebody pushed her down the stairs. Now, she said that this obviously made them scared for her safety, so they put up baby gates to try to prevent that from happening again, but something actually threw her over the baby gate down the stairs. As a mom, that is terrifying. There's one other story that is like a cryptid story that I wanted to share as well, but before I do, we'll go ahead and wrap up what ended up happening with that big 3-story house that her Gram and Gramps lived in. So the house ended up being burned down, they sold the land, and to this day it is still a vacant lot. Now the last story, she said it took place around 2 a.m. in Ritchie County, which I'm assuming is close by, and she said that her grandma was driving along and she sees some sort of an animal on the side of the road on all 4s. Now, she said that it was too big to be a wolf, but it also was not human. It had a dog-like face, and it had long, skinny limbs. It was crouched on all 4s. She drove past it and rolled her windows up because it scared her, and then when she went to look in her rear view, it was chasing her car, chased her for a good ways down the road, and then, so as I was saying, whatever kind of creature or cryptid this was, veered off into the woods, never to be seen again, and to this day, they still don't know what it was. Like I said, if you guys have any spooky stories of your own that you would like to share, feel free to send me a DM, and if I feel well enough tonight, I may post part 4 of my haunted college dorm series that I am doing, so stay tuned for that.